In case you haven't already noticed, I'm Scottish. And Scottish people have a reputation for being cheap, and that's definitely true as far as I am concerned. I am cheap. Whenever I'm looking to buy something new for the car, I'm always looking for a cheaper alternative. If I can't get the product I want at the price I want, then I will look for alternatives, cheaper versions of that thing, hoping that they'll do the same thing for less money. What happens though when you buy the premium product? How much better is that product over the cheaper version? Well, today I'm going to be testing the MJJC Foam Cannon Pro. So this was sent to me from MJJC in Hong Kong. Thank you very much, guys. This just adds to my whole too tight to buy something. They sent it to me. I didn't pay for it. But thank you very much, guys. So what is different about this over a cheaper model? This is $59.99 US on the MJJC website. So what do you get spending that extra compared to something else? You may have seen one that looks similar on my channel before, which is this. This is the detailed online snowfoam lance V2, and I bought this for a couple of reasons. One, the wider neck, the wider bottle allows me to get snowfoam and water into the lance a lot easier without having to worry about finding a funnel and spilling product everywhere. It just made the whole thing easier. Plus a nice big grip here to be able to change the angle of the snowfoam there, whether I want a fan or I want a jet or somewhere in between. And it's been a really good quality piece of kit. I think I paid around £25 for this, something like that, back around about Christmas time. And it's been a really good piece of kit. So what do I get if I spend $60 on this? Don't ask me what the conversion rate is, it changes all the time. Well, what do I get? Well, first of all, I get a measure on the side of the bottle. I'm not sure if you can see that. There you go. There's a measure on the side for 1 litre. That's great. It's on both sides. That's great. It's still a wide bottle. Is it as wide? I don't think it's quite as wide as the detailed online. So it's not as wide. In fact, that one could fit in there. There you go. So that's the difference in size. Not a huge amount. Still easy to get product in there. What else do you get? Well, there's this. There's a weight on this flexible hose. This is the pickup pipe, which brings up the snowfoam solution into the jet. There's a little filter built into the end here, which is nice. And this weight means that when the bottle is attached, it will drop down and it will pick up the snowfoam at different angles. Some others, some snowfoam lances, and not particularly this one. This one has a relatively wiggly wangly version here. It doesn't drop down much, but it is wiggly. But this one, as you tip it over, the hose, the pickup pipe there, will drop down. I'm not even sure if you can see that in there moving around. Just about. So as I tip it over, if I want to film and I want to spray sideways to get into something, left or right or up or down, it's still going to pick up the snowfoam even when it starts to get very low in there. That's nice. Another thing is getting into the back here. To get into the nozzle to change the jet, I'll talk about that in a second, you would need to use a spanner like there is there. You see it's kind of a hex bolt there. So you would need to get a spanner and undo that. This one doesn't have that option because here, this is a hand option here. So you can literally unscrew it. It's quite a long thread to keep it on there. But once you screw it off, that's it. Very straightforward. And what that allows you to do here is get in there. Do you see there is a little, what looks like a Phillips head screw there with a hole in the middle of it. That is the jet. Now, we need to talk about jets for a second. Some people upgrade their snowfoam lances. Many snowfoam lances come with a 1.4mm nozzle. And that is mostly the industry standard for most snowfoam lances. The common upgrade is to change out that nozzle for a smaller diameter nozzle, creating a higher pressure, faster water, meaning that you will get more foam, a thicker snow foam. I'm not entirely sure what size comes in this one, but I'm going to just guess it's a 1.4mm. I could be wrong, but I haven't bothered going in to check it and measure it and all these things. But the MJJC comes with a 1.25mm nozzle as standard, which means that technically speaking, over most basic snow foam lances, you should get a thicker foam with this anyway. But if you so wish, you can change it out, and they supplied a replacement jet and also a gauze filter. That's the gauze filter there. So they replaced a spare one of those, and also this is the jet here. This is the 1.1mm nozzle. So I can upgrade it. If I'm not happy with the thickness of my snow foam, I can change it out, and it's very simple and easy. Because it's a Phillips screw head, you can literally put a Phillips screw, not a Phillips, it's a flathead. It's a flathead screwdriver. Put your flathead screwdriver in there, simply unscrew it, put this one in, screw it back in, job done. They do give guidance in the box for the nozzle if you are worried about how much it uses or what kind of pressure. So they do mention here, this product's new generation of foaming technology, it creates good foam with a 1.25mm orifice nozzle, working as low as 90 bar pressure washers. You won't need the 1.1mm orifice nozzle, but it is provided in there. If you want to replace it for the 1.1, make sure your pressure washer is between 90 and 110 bar. That is 1300 to 1600 psi. If you want to use it with anything higher than that, over 150 bar or over 2200 psi, you will need to replace it with a 1.35mm orifice nozzle. So keep that in mind. But all of these products, it does mention here, there's the Classic, the S or the Pro, this is the Pro, and the Max, and they all come with a 1.25. So it's actually really good. It does tell you what the maximum flow rate is, the maximum temperature, the maximum working pressure on them. So it's actually really good. They've given good information here. I really like this. So that's what you get if you pay that little bit extra. What I'm going to do today is mix up a snow foam solution in the bottle. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have a think about which snow foam to use. And what I'll also do is I will swap out the snow foam nozzle in there for the 1.1mm just to see if it makes a difference, because why not? So I poured just under a litre of water in here and then added 25 ml of snow foam, and the measure tells me I've gone just over a litre, so I'm not really sure which one is wrong. Is it this one that's wrong, or is it my measuring jug? Who knows? But it does show that there is some space above here, a little bit of headroom. I like that because it means I can swirl the snow foam around. I can also tip it upside down. It doesn't seem to leak out of these holes, which is useful. So I'm going to give this a try. If for anyone interested, this is Infinity Wax's development snow foam, and I'm trying it out for them to see what it's like at different dilution ratios. So I've used it at 10:1 dilution before. This is much less. So let's say there's 25 ml of snow foam in here to roughly a litre of water, just under a litre of water. So we're going to give this a try now. I forgot just how nice this snow foam smells actually. So there you go, this is a weaker solution. I spoke to Michael at Infinity Wax and he said that it probably wouldn't work that well as a diluted snow foam, that diluted. 25 ml is asking a lot for a lot of snow foams. So you can see there, it's a snow foam. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin either. I think it's done a pretty decent job. What I'm going to try and do now though is swap out the nozzle for the 1.1mm, and on the left side of the door find out if it makes a difference at all. Like I say, I'm asking a lot of this snow foam, so let's see how that goes. Okay, and now we'll try the 1.1mm with nothing else changed. I haven't changed any of the settings at all. Honestly, I'm going to say there's a difference there. This just does seem thicker compared to what that looked like. I mean, I know that wasn't super thin, but I mean, it's disappeared quite quickly. And you can see that extra thickness there. So I've taken a snow foam which was not designed to be put through at such a weak solution, and yet this is great. I've got extra foam here. Now thinking about that, this could help me get more out of my snow foams. I could start using less and less snow foam every time because I'm able to spray on with a thicker foam. So I can make weaker solutions and get more out of my bottles just by switching that over. What was in there wasn't bad. What I'm going to try it with now is a proper dilution of a standard snow foam, a production snow foam, with the 1.25 nozzle and see how that behaves. Because here we're testing something that, well, it shouldn't really be put to those kind of lengths. This is a product which is in development so far. So I'm going to use a proper production snow foam now with the standard nozzle and see how that goes on the other side of the car. Okay, what I've got in here is Autoglim's Snow Foam Polar Blast. I've got it in here at the standard mixture of 500 ml of water to 100 ml of the snow foam. That is what's directed on the back of the bottle. I've got that in there. I measured it just using the measures on the side of the bottle. I've also gone back to the 1.25mm orifice in here as well, and I'm also going to be twisting this to go horizontal rather than vertical because we went vertical on the other side of the car. So let's see how this works. I haven't backed down the dilution or anything. This is exactly how it would come out of the box and exactly how the snow foam should be used. Let's see how this goes, and then after I'll switch over to the 1.1mm orifice for the other half of the car. As I expected, I already know this is a thick snow foam, and that is already really thick. I'll be very interested to see how that comes out with the 1.1mm. I'll just point this a little bit more this way. I'll go and swap over the orifice. Okay, now the test with the 1.1mm nozzle fitted. There is absolutely no doubt. I'm going to take this off here and let you guys see the difference here. There is no doubt that this adds thickness. Look at the difference here. So this is the other side. I know it's been sitting for a while, but here, look at this. It's so thick. I mean, you could see it rippling on the paint. You can see there it's kind of rippling down. It really has added extra thickness to that snow foam. It was already a thick snow foam. And what a difference it has made. Really, just swapping out to a 1.1mm orifice just gives you so much extra foam. And I'm not using any more product. It's just blasting it through and creating a thicker foam. It really is nice. You see, it just wants to cling a little bit longer to the paint before it comes off. Although here, this may be what you prefer, because actually, because this is becoming so heavy, it wants to come down off the paint faster, whereas a thinner snow foam may want to stick. So it's really a personal preference. It's up to you guys what you think you would like more of. The standard nozzle is good. The standard nozzle is possibly a little bit smaller and may give you a little bit more foam than some of the cheaper, more basic snow foam lances, but here, if thick foam is your thing, this is fantastic. So I think, as you know, the verdict is going to be that I really like this. It just gives me flexibility compared to some of the other cheaper ones. For example, the ability to spray vertically or horizontally. I am a vertical man. I like going side to side vertically, but I tried it horizontally, going from the top of the windscreen, down the bonnet, and down the front bumper. And normally I'd be snaking across like that. And here, all I had to do was point from the top and work my way down, and it was nice and easy. It was just really straightforward. So that was really good. It just gave me that flexibility. I can use it however I want to use it. The weighted pickup pipe is great for when you're working sideways or at an angle. You don't have to worry about keeping it upright all the time. The quick release opportunity here, so this unscrewing here and allowing me to change the nozzle to the size I want, is also really good. The difference that 1.1 orifice made, I've seen others making this. In fact, Matt from the Detailing World channel, he made a video about it recently, and it was very obvious. You could see a difference. But I've never seen it myself. I've never seen a snow foam go on so thick from my own snow foam lance. That made a huge difference. So that was the Polar Blast. And I've never ever used Polar Blast and thought to myself, this could do with being thicker, because it was always thick in my eyes. But the 1.1mm made a huge difference to that thickness. So if you have a basic pressure washer that's not a professional level with huge power, then changing to a 1.1mm will make a big difference. But here you get the option of a standard or being able to swap it out to the 1.1, which is really great. And it's just very, very well made. I'm really pleased with this. It's making loads of noise because of that weighted pickup pipe, but that was nice and easy to use. But that 1.1mm orifice now makes me feel like I want to change out the orifices in my 3 other snow foam lances because I want that opportunity. Here I'll be able to switch it quickly, and the others, they'll all just be set to the 1.1. Really good quality piece of kit though, and like I say, it comes in the box with the spare gauze filter and the extra nozzle and instructions, which you generally don't see come with cheaper snow foam lances. They just come in a box and that's it. Here they're actually explaining what goes on with it, how to use it, how much to fill it up by, although they're giving you directions on dilutions here, but every snow foam is different and they all have different dilution ratios. So take that with a pinch of salt. It tells you how to care for it, how to look after it. It's great. They've put a little bit more thought into it, and I think it's worth that little bit of extra money. Like I said, $60 from the MJJC website. It will come to you direct from Hong Kong. If you are interested in this, I will leave a link down in the description to this particular product so you can go and check it out. But thank you very much, MJJC, for sending this across. I really appreciate it, and this could be my new daily driver as far as snow foam lances are concerned. It's a great piece of kit. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and smash that like button. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and while you're there, make sure you ring the notification bell so you don't miss my next video uploads. In the meantime, I've been Specky. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.